Welcome back to another Conductor Sunday live stream. I'm your host, Theme Park Conductor. My gosh, we are 72 hours from a dream come true. And I personally would not be doing this trip without one of my dear closest friends in the world. And I'm going to showcase him now. The one, the only, Hollow Gelato.
What's
There
up,
he is.
George, the Disney Italiano, coming with you right here for Conductor Live Sunday. And it's, it is literally the 72-hour countdown and the 48-hour countdown for me and Conductor's after hours event at Disneyland. So that's basically what's going to kick everything off, because we are literally going from Disneyland to Walt Disney World in a 24-hour span. So that's going to be crazy.
Insane. And I love George's get up. I love that Hawaiian kind of vibe shirt with the glasses. His hair is all styling. Man, amazing. He's ready.
Well, thank you. And same to you. I mean, you got the shades going on, and you got that classic Indiana Jones hat on. So I mean, we're styling. We gotta look good for basically the final live before we head off to the Florida adventures for 2 weeks. So
Absolutely. And as many of you guys have heard me and George say this guy's name, he is literally my co-partner in crime when it comes to hanging out in the parks, especially for HHN. I always name him the young Steven Spielberg of our time with food reviews, the one, the only Tommy Toon World. There he is, folks. There he is.
Yo, what's up, gentlemen? It is time to party. We got 72 hours. I'm excited here for Conductor Sunday live stream. How you guys doing, man? I see everybody got the sunglasses on. I had to join the party. I am pumped to be here, fellas. We got the shirts on. We all got collar shirts on too. I love it.
Absolutely. And as you guys can see on the screen right now, 3 days and 44 minutes and 50 seconds is what we got left until the countdown begins, when we all meet up in Orlando International to kick off the 2-week celebration of Walt Disney World and Universal Orlando. And I cannot be any more excited. My God.
I had to do a double take because I thought you were showing us a new trailer for Doomsday, because I saw that.
I wish I was showing the Doomsday trailer. Man, I was very disappointed we didn't get that for the Super Bowl. My God, that was very disappointing. But
they're stretching it out for sure.
Definitely. We got David in the house. Always good to see David. We got John. We have Lene Ward in the house. We got Mark McHugh. My gosh, we have a lot of people in tonight. Amusement Park Pirates, always great to see them. Who else we got in here? Who else is hanging out with us tonight? We got Shane Narani's in the house. Always great to see Shane. They say Italiano is going with the Miami Vice look before he goes to Florida. Oh, 100%.
Yeah,
100%.
And then we got Madame Lizelle. It was great hanging out with her the other night. And seeing Scream 7, I definitely encourage everybody to go see that. It was a fantastic movie. It had a lot of jump scares. The action was just incredible. I know online reviews don't give it those ratings, but personally for me, someone that loves HHN and loves the Halloween season, I definitely recommend it. We got John. He says, at Theme Park Conductor, have you guys seen or shown the trailer for the Odyssey yet? No, we have not. But if it's available, I might show it. Who knows? It's my last Conductor Sunday live stream, so anything can go. But before I continue, folks, because we are going to talk about our first article here, I do want to showcase something that I teased online for channel members. So I do have an email. It is my YouTube name, themeparkconductor@yahoo.com. I encourage anybody that is a channel member of theme park or of Conductor Ultimate Fan to email me with your username, and I will verify it on the members list. And 2 items I am sending you guys as a big thank you for supporting Theme Park Conductor. And these 2 items I could not have made possible without George the Disney Italiano and his beautiful wife Abigail. Absolutely amazing job. But we got the button. We got the button here, which is very, very, very cool. I love that. So this is one of 2 freebies you guys are going to get as channel members. The second, this one really excites me a lot. And this is only just the plain wrap version. There's going to be holiday versions as well. So we got a sticker that you guys will be receiving in the mail. So the button and the sticker you guys will be receiving. So definitely email me at themeparkconductor, all one word, at yahoo.com. Submit your username and your mailing address where I can ship these items to you. And please enjoy, because these things are awesome. I opened both of these packages up, the buns and the stickers, and I could not be more proud of how they came out. So definitely you can find my membership link on YouTube, and I will put in the description after tonight. So definitely go check that out. But gentlemen, we are going to
say, and I do have to say really quick, I'm glad that you like them. I'm glad that they came on time for you before we leave. And as Conductor was saying, especially with the sticker, that is the original prototype. There's going to be many more in different styles, and I had already assisted with creating the holiday versions for him. But you guys are going to have to wait for the holidays to see. We'll give you guys a sneak peek as the months get a little closer. But yeah, for everyone who is a member on Theme Park Conductor, you guys will be getting a sticker and a button. And if anyone would love to get their hands on those, definitely feel free to become a member. Conductor is always warm and welcoming for new members as well. So I just wanted to throw that out there.
No, absolutely. And again, I couldn't have done it without George. So a big shout out to George and Abigail, his wonderful wife, for creating those for Theme Park Conductor. And there's going to be many more stickers to come. I could promise you that. So gentlemen, I want to get started with this. The latest news that's come out in the last week or so is about the villains and how they're going to go back to the drawing board with villains. And I want to ask George first on this. George, what do you honestly think Disney's trying to pivot to? Josh D'Amaro himself specifically telling Imagineer to go back to the drawing board, to kind of, you know, go broader, go bigger. Didn't we kind of see when they originally announced it at D23 that it was pretty big as well? What else could they add to it, or maybe change out that they didn't think was great?
So this is my take on it, and I was talking with Drew, the Disney dude, specifically about this, and what he had said makes sense, and I actually concur with what he says, and that is, I feel like when, you know, the Wrap is a very reliable source, you know, with a lot of things. So it's not that I don't think that this is accurate. I do think it is, but I feel like that the timing that we're all getting this news at the time when the article was published, I feel like that this was done way before it even got announced at D23. I feel like that at some point when they decided to do the villains, which they've probably been working on for how long, that even at D23 2022, when they decided to blue sky it just to see how people were, you know, react to it. And by the time 2 years later came and they gave us that one piece of concept art, which everyone can see in front of you, I feel like that is the one piece of concept art that they kind of came up with after the fact of going back to the drawing board, so to speak. Then more news came out with villains that there's a possibility that the roller coaster may not be for Maleficent. It may be a Emperor's New Groove themed roller coaster with Yzma and Kronk, that there could possibly be a third attraction inside the land that would be another spinner ride that would be based off of Ursula. Maleficent would have the high-tech boat ride and what have you, and Hades would have his own kind of themed prefix dinner show. And that's where we don't really know if those were the plans that were made prior to tomorrow talking to the Imagineering or if it's after. Now, if it's after, I am a bit concerned because I feel like what they then would release is something completely different than what we're looking at right now.
100%. And Tommy, before I go to you, I want to bring up one comment from Shane Noraney. It says, the Emperor's New Groove coaster feels more in line with Tropical Americas than Villains.
I agree.
I kind of agree with that.
I agree too.
Because honestly, what I would do with that is if they added that into Tropical Americas, they can kind of do that instead of Yzma and Kronk, like a Cusco-topia that he wanted to build, like kind of maybe have it like as a water attraction, like maybe like a hybrid of the roller coaster and water attraction like they're getting in Dollywood. You know, that would be something that I would add into Tropical Americas, or maybe something with Up, you know, because it's in like South America, you know, Paradise Falls and what have you. But yeah, I'm just a little concerned that if it's a basic roller coaster, that how that would look in the Villains Land. But also, I believe it was I think it was Sean Narani's credit when he said that. I think it was him that he said that even if it was a Maleficent roller coaster, that maybe they're thinking that a roller coaster is too good for Maleficent. You know, why subdue her to just a roller coaster and put her something in like main theming, like bigger, bolder. Maybe that's again bigger, bolder. So maybe the bigger, bolder did come after the fact of this piece of concept art.
No, absolutely. Tommy, before I get to more comments, what do you think about this? Do you think, and George, I kind of forgot to ask you this part, but I'm going to go to Tommy first. But with tomorrow and the new administration coming in less than 3 weeks from now to kind of take over, and the fact that tomorrow is calling Imagineers to go back to the drawing board for Villains, do you see this as a positive thing? Do you have concerns? Because this is not the only project that is under the spotlight. Right now it is, but there's other projects we kind of have a little concern about. Perfect example, Avatar and DCA is a concern. We have what could be going in the Simba parking lot. There's different factors in play here. So what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think the Italiano covered it pretty well, but just expanding on the curiosity, because we did speak with Drew the Disney Dude, so I think maybe, what George said could be come into play. But just like expanding, like I said, man, if they're trying to go more family friendly, that makes more sense. I mean, do you think maybe they checked out Epic Universe and checked out Dark Universe and was like, hey, maybe we do need the money from the families, bringing their kids as well, not just adults going to these parks. Man, Maleficent, like George was saying, I mean, she brings in the fans. She's pretty top tier. I mean, when you're at Oogie Boogie, I mean, that line is insane to meet her. I mean, so if they're going back to the drawing board trying to reconstruct something to put more emphasis on the bigger villains, I mean, so be it. I mean, I love Hades too. I mean, this has to come about soon though, because even like you said, I mean, there's so much construction going on, and we're coming up on the next D23 this year, and who knows what they'll talk about then. You just really need to get this going. I mean, we're getting Tropical Americas, right? At least we're getting that. So we have something to look forward to right now, and a lot of other projects. But this was like the main one that you're like, oh, are they trying to go against Universal and Epic Universe? So everybody's eyes are on this because this is something fresh and new,
100%. And George, before I go back to you on this, we do have some more people that joined We got Spencer Walker in the house. Always great to see Spencer. We have Patrick Julian in the house. We also have the one and only Giant Peter Adventures. Always great to see him.
Yeah.
But one thing I want to bring up, George, kind of tying back into this, is originally, because we saw pictures online that Tomorrow, like Tommy was mentioning, was in Epic Universe. He did explore Dark Universe and probably the other lands like Isle of Burke and all that. And originally, they were going to base the Disney villains, like take inspiration from Darkmoor and Dark Universe. But now they have pivoted to taking inspiration from Isle of Burke. So my question to you is, kind of being the Disney expert, is do you think that's such a good idea? Because when you look at the Isle of Burke, by all means, I can't wait to see that land during the day and night. It looks absolutely breathtaking. But when we've been wanting the Disney villains for several decades, and we see concept art like this, and again, we all know not to get married to concept art, but when you're looking at this kind of gives that scary, edgy, horror vibe in a way that we kind of all want. But Tommy makes a great point, though. You don't want to sit there and make it too dark and too scary, because then it can't cater to the families. But then on the other hand, I have concerns as well, because you have Oogie Boogie Bash, which is an event that happens every single year at DCA, hardly ever changes anything. And that really honestly is not, it's not scary. And Halloween's supposed to be kind of edgy, kind of scary. And I have concerns that they're taking now inspiration from Isle of Burke instead of keeping what they originally had with Dark Universe. So what do you think about that?
So first off, I just have to say, really quick, you got some super chats.
I do.
Right here.
Chris West.
Chris West.
Definitely big shout out to Chris West. He is one of the most interesting guys to hang out at a theme park. I love hanging out with Chris. Me, Tommy, and George. He's a lot of fun to just be at the park. We've done HHN together. We've done Not Scary Farm together. It's a
and
lot
I just
of fun.
Recently, Abby and I got to hang out with him during the Peanut celebration.
Oh, nice.
Farm. So,
oh, sick.
Oh, dude, that's phenomenal.
And I do have to say too, before I answer your question, I just now realized you have the Indiana Jones hat. I'm dressed like Miami Vice, Magnum PI. We got the Chippendale Rescue Rangers thing going on here.
Kind of. I never put that together. That's hilarious. Oh my god.
So I had to throw that in there because it just now like dawned on me. But in any case, to your question, by the way, Chris West, thank you so much for the super chats. We greatly appreciate it. But I do want to say too, not only is this the beginning of March, and it's basically going to kick off, with our 2-week trip to Florida, but now this is also going to be history in the making, where this is the month Tomorrow and Dana Walden step into their new roles. This is it. Yeah. And then we're going to hear all this with the shareholders meeting. This is also the month that Disneyland Paris opens up Adventure World. It's no longer the Walt Disney Studios. So a lot of stuff happening right now. But to your question, as far as, I feel like if they go with the plans that was initially leaked, I guess you could say, or rumored, it would suggest to the fact that Disney kind of didn't go with the Darkmoor kind of version and went more Isle of Burke. And here's why. Maybe they looked at the data from Universal that even though we love Darkmoor and we think it's great, when it comes to that typical family, that the people that are traveling, Monsters Unchained really, from what I've understood and from actually being there, it never surpassed a 25-minute wait for me. We never used our express. It was constantly a walk-on. And And the land is great, but I think when it comes to a lot of tourism, a lot of people lean more towards Isle of Burke because it's more recognizable. Now, the Disney villains are going to be recognizable no matter what, but maybe that's Disney's way of saying if we make it too creepy or too scary, is that not going to entice people to,
Right.
you know, to go into the land? So I don't know. Maybe they're just trying to like balance it out. I'm not sure.
No, absolutely. And we have Jacob in the house. We also have a super chat from the one and only Orange Go 55. He says Piston Peak is a kid friendly. Not sure why Villains Land needs to be super kiddie as well. Wish Disney would go with more of an edgy for this theme. Now
that's some real stuff too. I agree.
This was the problem with them putting into Magic Kingdom, even though technically they really should. It should have nothing. It should not stop them. But putting it in Magic Kingdom
limits.
I feel like it's because that being the #1 theme park in the world, you know, it's where a lot of families go and everything. It's almost like Disney feels like they have this obligation to keep it family oriented. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like that if they put villains in, say, Hollywood Studios or something, maybe they can kind of get away with doing a little bit more. But I feel like with them putting it in Magic Kingdom, it's, I don't know. As I said, now if someone asked me, you all know what my answer would be. I'd be making the villains draw blood. You know, that's just how I am.
Dude.
But that was always my concern with them putting it in Magic Kingdom, is because
Right.
are they going to, and again, if they're looking at more of Isle of Burke is more family friendly kind of thing. So that's what, again, I've always said it. I don't want a sugar cookie cutter diluted thing of villains, and it is concerning.
Yeah.
Right. So like what OG was saying though, like just imagine, like picture this real quick, like you're just in a normal day at Walt Disney World at what you just said, right? Magic Kingdom, and it gets dark and you're like, oh man, let's go to Villains Land. You know what I mean? You always have that creepy, eerie vibe, like, oh, let's go over there real quick and get scared a little bit. You know how you kind of like get excited for Haunted Mansion and stuff? Like, what if it was a little bit more edgier than that and it just like just lit up at nighttime? You know what I mean?
They can utilize this land for Halloween time because at Magic Kingdom, Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, but that's part of the problem, is because Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party is a little bit kiddish.
Kitty. Yeah.
No, 100%. And
That's
I just
hard.
want to answer this question. Jacob asked, will you be live at the parks? Yes, I do plan on going on live. Not just on YouTube, but I'm hoping to plan it out where I can go live on TikTok, because Tommy keeps reminding me to keep doing those TikTok lives. So I will be doing lives at the parks for sure. We got a $20 super chat from Madame Lizelle. Big thank you for doing that and supporting Theme Park Conductor. She says, fun travel, park queue conductor. If you could only bring one thing into Walt Disney World parks besides your phone, what's making the cut? One other thing. Ooh, okay. One
That's
thing.
tough.
That's really tough. Oh my
That's a good
god.
question. That's a good question.
That's a tongue twister. I think because we're going to Florida, it would have to be my shades. It would have
That's
to
a
be
good
my
one. I like it.
I'm gonna go with that. But since this, I kind of feel like this question feels, asks us all. Tommy, what would be the one other thing beside your phone that you would bring in?
Battery pack.
Smart, George. I just love how you just did that.
I'm trying to like run through everything.
It's hard. It's tough.
It is hard.
A good pair of walking shoes.
Smart.
Oh, killed it.
everything is going to be for naughts if you are like staggering the whole entire time. Because trust me, someone who's been seasoned at Walt Disney World don't have a good pair of walking shoes. Oh, Nelly.
Oh yeah. And we got Ryan Turner in the house. Ryan asked what they should have Villains G rated from opening to 4 p.m. From 4 p.m. to close have it PG. The boat ride could have certain things turned off until 4 p.m. and use a more intense projection mapping. I like that.
I like that idea.
Well, I think the boat ride, if this is true and Maleficent gets the boat ride, it's going to have the same kind of tech that the Shanghai Pirates is going to have, and then the soon-to-be Avatar, because there was all talks that there was going to be a boat ride going into Magic Kingdom. A lot of us thought, including shout out to Jack from DSMY Newscast, that said there's a possibility it may have been Moana going into Adventureland, because they showcased a piece from like Imagineering where they were showing the new permits that were filed, and it kind of showcased Moana and Maui on the Wayfinder. Now, again, that was just kind of hearsay. They could have used that just as an example, but for the longest time, we thought it was going to be Moana, but it may be for Villains, and it may be for Maleficent.
100%. And there's two comments I want to get to, both from John. First, John says, I think they just need to make sure the land has lots of interactions for the guests to do throughout the land. That's the first question or comment he has. The second one is, I envision them doing a massive wall of green flames in one of the scenes. So like for the indoor scenes, I can see that. I can see that. Because one thing I will tell you guys, and George, you know best because you've actually been on this attraction, what I'm kind of anticipating for the Harry Potter ride, because you kind of walk through the subway and then you enter the little like archways with the green smoke and all that before you get into the Ministry waiting area.
Yeah, I hope that they still do it, because at the time when Abby and I did it, they were taking like groups, where the effect was working.
Oh, geez.
Now I've noticed recently that they're just trying to get people through, and unless you hit that right timing, that you get the effect. Otherwise, you're just walking through a tunnel. I mean, don't get me wrong, like the reveal is still massive and grand, but I wish that they would just have the continuation of like the smoke effect, because it really does. It adds that extra like oomph,
No, 100%. So I'm very curious to see what they're gonna do with Villains Land, going forward. Because again, whatever they decide to do with Villains Land is basically some idea of what we're gonna get for Avatar, until they figure out Villains. Because Villains is obviously ahead of schedule on building, because Avatar they haven't even started yet, which is a whole nother rant I can go on. So I'm very curious what direction they're gonna go. Because I agree with a lot of people in the chat. I don't want. I know George said he wants blood, gore, and guts. I kind of think to be relevant, I would love that too. But to keep relevant, I would like a PG-13, which is like literally borderline between R and PG-13. Like somewhere in that gap.
I would say like a high PG, low PG-13. Yes. So basically like Maleficent, kind of like Horned King, Hades, like it has like that real dark, like rigidness to it, but it doesn't have like a very soft tone, so to speak. Because there are some villains that have a comedic soft tone, and I think that's where a lot of people are worried with having Yzma, because I feel like Yzma fits into the category like Captain Hook. Yes. They're very comical, so they're very likable, but a lot of people don't want a likable villain. They want a villain to take serious.
100%. And George, I'm going to bring this up because this is your super chat if you want to read it to everybody. Go ahead. Oh, you're muted.
I guess it would work. I guess it would work if I took it off the mute.
Yeah, maybe.
George, you said good walking shoes, but is the shoe choice? I knew this was coming up. Skechers need not apply. If you guys know, you know. We were at HHN and we were playing a game in line when we were with me, Abby, Mademoiselle, and the kids. And you guys were behind us, but they were all making fun of me of with my Skechers slip-ins, because apparently I'm thinking Skechers slip-ins, like, I mean, they're very comfortable. They have like the high cushion and everything, but apparently to the kids of this generation, they're granddad shoes. So,
oh my God. Hey, well, I don't think they're granddad shoes, because I've seen granddad shoe or granddads wearing the hookahs. So I don't know. Me and you might be in
hocus. Not hookah, man. Come on, you're not smoking hookah over here.
Yeah, I don't.
Maybe in Florida you will be. Who knows?
Hopefully not. I'd probably black out and wind up somewhere I don't want to be. I don't know.
It's tobacco.
God. Kevin on the go says, it has taken so long to get anything in Paris. There is a space between the lands to insert a buffer. So, George, do you know anything about that? What Kevin's referring to?
I'm assuming, Kev, are you referring to like for Adventure World?
I think he is.
Yeah.
I think he is between Adventure World and then where they're building the Lion King. There might be a gap in there.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
he was answering someone else in the chat. That's what.
Okay, that's probably why I don't know what the hell is going on with that one. So
no worries. And then I'm going to bring up a super chat. All 3 super chats, all from Madame Lizelle, of $20 each. Thank you so much, Madame Lizelle. But Tommy, I'm going to let you take this one away.
Oh, this is good. I think I always have to pack for the day no matter what, but I'll always buy extra stuff there. So I do have to have options. Yes. I guess you do know me. I do have to have options. Yeah. 100%.
Definitely. And I want to
give a good question. Yeah, thank you, Mademoiselle. Yeah, you're killing it. You're killing it for sure. I appreciate it big time.
Absolutely. And
Mademoiselle, I had to. Come on, it was right there. Mademoiselle, come on, you have to appreciate that one.
See, there you go. See, I'm dancing. See, I know she wanted to see it. There you go. I did my little 2 seconds of dancing. There you go. Because she was bugging me the other day. She's like, you got to dance. You need to learn how to dance. Okay, well, there you go. You got a little 2-second preview of that. More to come. How about that? Oh my gosh. One final thing I will say about villains is, do you think, you know, obviously because you have Cars Land opening in the, you know, front and center of the construction walls, and then obviously villains is going to be in the back. Do you think, obviously it looks like they're probably going to open Cars first and then probably wall off the back end of Cars until villains is done? Or do you think they'll have enough for villains to open sections of it? Or do you think they're going to wait until they complete the whole thing?
I think villains is going to be massive. So I could see them doing it in phases, but we all know how phases worked with Avengers, and it didn't go. So it can kind of go either way with villains. I think, honestly, if Disney is smart, I'd rather wait, honestly, than rush it out of the gate and give us phases. Just complete the whole thing, and that way we can just enjoy the land as a whole. Now, I know you guys haven't been there yet, but we're going, very, very, very soon. But do you guys think that there's going to be multiple entrances and exits out of villains? For instance, do you think there'll be an entrance and exit from Piston Peak into villains, and then another one from the Haunted Mansion to the right, and then maybe Big Thunder to the left?
So I'm going to tell you this in my personal opinion. If they decide to build that Haunted Mansion restaurant that has been rumored online, which is going to take inspiration from what they have on the cruise lines with the little Haunted Mansion parlor, but it's going to be an actual restaurant, sit-down restaurant behind the Haunted Mansion, that little space. I kind of see an exit heading in that direction because it's going to entice people possibly to go check out that restaurant. So I would want to think they would want to try to have one of the exits going in that direction towards the Haunted Mansion, but I think so. One thing I will tell you is for the entrance to Villain's Land, I really like how Epic Universe did the grand entrance ways for each one of the lands. If they did something like that for Villains, that would be amazing. Because if you walk up to it and the forced perspective that the grand entrance gives you, and it's massive and it's well heavily themed, that's what I want. I don't want not to make fun of Disney, but I don't want a freeway overpass that we're obviously going to see at Hollywood Studios for Galaxy's Edge. I don't want that.
Do you know what I really wish that they would have done with Villains, but I know that they're not going to do this? Have one big massive villain land, but have each villain have their own individual section.
Yes.
That's really what I wish that they would have done, where they each could have had their own ride or restaurant or what have you. So that way they can do what you said. They can kind of have like that Epic Universe kind of feel where each entranceway into Villain's Land, depending on which section of the land you're going into, you're walking into Ursula's lair, or you're walking into the Cave of Wonders for Jafar, or you're walking into the Forbidden Mountain for Maleficent, you're walking into the Underworld for Hades. So I kind of wish that they would have done something like that. I think it would have been more creative, and plus I think it would have gave a lot more attention to each villain individually.
No, I totally agree. Tommy, I'm going to ask you the same question. It was actually George's question. Do you think it's going to have more than one entrance, and do you think it's going to have multiple exits?
Oh man, I would love just to have the entrance kind of like how they do it, like Oogie Boogie, where it has like, all the sound effects and everything. You're walking in, maybe like a haunted something from one of the movies for sure. But yeah, I mean, they have to have an exit. I mean, it may be like Star Wars. I don't know, like how they have multiple exits. Like you said, we haven't been there yet, man. I could probably answer it better when we get there, but usually they should have an entrance and an exit, or at least two. You know what I mean? So hopefully it's that big enough. I mean, like you guys said, it's supposed to be really, really grand. So hopefully it works out. Man, we're going to be talking about this for hella long, man. We're going to probably go to Japan before here. And then, are we getting 2031 Lion King before this? I mean, you never know.
That's an excellent question, because you know what, George? I love that Tommy brought up that last part of what he said, because that's the concern we have with Avatar. And why we still have vague details, because Disney never officially said that Avatar hasn't.
I have a hot take. Honestly, I think Villains is going to open before Avatar.
I hope so. I hope.
That's a good bet.
Forever, anyways. Yeah.
That's a good bet. Quite frankly, because they're already in the infrastructure phase. Getting the groundwork for Conduit to go in, and then eventually going to go vertical, which I could see them starting to go vertical probably in the winter. So around any time from October to December, I could see things starting to go vertical if they keep up the pace they're doing.
They're moving pretty quick down there.
100%. So that's something. Even though Avatar doesn't have an opening date, even though you have Villain's Land that doesn't have an opening date, like an official opening date, we can all clearly see that Villain's Land is moving so much faster alongside with Cars. So I'm going to take you up on that bet, George. I really honestly do believe that we might have Villains open before Avatar's done at DCA, and that's something hard that I don't like saying, because we've been wanting Avatar for quite some time at DCA.
I'm kind of like on the fence with Avatar. It can kind of go either way. I can
Same.
understand what Disney is saying, that technically Avatar is still on time, really, because what they're saying then is they were going to start the construction in 2027 anyway, regardless. So why would we close down Mike and Sully in 2026? Let's just keep it open for a year. But here's the thing. I think Disney is definitely smart enough to know, then why would they even consider closing Mike and Sully down in 26 if from the get-go they were going to start in 27? That's why I think they're kind of what I like to call in the industry covering your own ass, so to speak. I just think that they're kind of going back and forth between concepts of really like they're going to use, how they're going to use it. They were saying that it's going to incorporate all the Avatar movies with even 4 and 5. And then Cameron says he's not even sure if he's going to make 4 and 5, so still has to even confirm that. So they're backpedaling between that. It's just like, there's no real true concept with it. Even like when we saw the little maquette model in the pavilion at D23 2 years ago, it was unfinished. So they're still making it, which I'm fine with it. But I just feel like Avatar came at the point when Iger came back to the company, and he came back for his first shareholders meeting, and he had to get people back into his good graces to try to trust the company again. And he's like, oh yeah, and by the way, we're putting Avatar in the Disneyland resort at the time, because they didn't mention DCA. And I think, honestly, after he got off of the shareholders call, he went to Tomorrow and said, okay, get a team together. We got to make Avatar at somewhere in Disneyland. Because I really think when Iger mentioned that, I really don't think there was any initial plans prior to that.
Well, I see. I'm going to add on to that statement, George. I think there was no initial plans to put it in DCA. I think Iger really wanted it in Disneyland, and people went online and said, "We do not want Avatar in Disneyland."
Or unless it was already in progress when Chapek was CEO and he was budget cutting the hell out of it.
Yeah.
So then when Iger stepped back in, then they had to go back and try to undo everything that they were doing, and they were budget cutting, and who really knows? Because I mean, it was at a time where, they were just coming out of the shutdown. COVID was still going on. It's very hard to say, to be honest with you. I just wish, and I know Disney won't do this, but I just kind of wish that they would just be upfront with us. I think us as fans would respect them if they were just more open to say, hey, you know what? We initially had these plans and it's not working out. So we're going to go back to the drawing board. So if it delays, you guys know why. I would rather someone just be upfront with me. That's just, rather than just kind of give me a BS excuse and saying, oh, well, we're not delaying anything. It's just, we were going to close it down in 26, but we're not going to do it now because we're going to start construction in 27. To me, that just doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't. It does not. Lene Ward asks, are you guys excited to visit the Haunted Mansion scaffold cover with the picture of Haunted Mansion on it? My sister will be in Magic Kingdom on Wednesday and is going to FaceTime me to see it. I hope it looks silly IRL. I do have to say, though, even though it's under scaffolding, the cover, though, I love how they actually put the actual picture on there, and it's not just green scrim or beige scrim. It's actual scrim that actually has detail to it. So I do give Disney credit for that. I do like that. Instead of just putting, plain, covering that has no theming to it. I do like that a lot. And then OG or Orange Grove 55 said they can demo sound stages and other stuff, even if monsters. So there's a conversation I want to bring up, George and Tommy. I want to get your take on it too, because we talked about this, me and him, when we did a video the other day. Was if they decide to keep monsters open and for until 2027, what they could do, because I'm gonna honestly take a look at it when I'm there on Tuesday for the After Dark event with you, George. I'm going to take a look at that bus load and unload area because I think they do have scaffolding and construction fences up in the bus load and unload area. So one thing that me and OG talked about was they could demo the sound stages surrounding monsters and kind of be ahead of the program and get rid of those two buildings if they're not utilizing them.
I mean, they're probably going to do that, and as I said, I just wonder why they're just making the announcement of that now.
Yeah,
like why did it take until 26 for them to say, okay, we're delaying closing monsters? Why didn't they just come out and say, okay, well, we're going to keep monsters open so we can start demo and start doing the Eastern Gateway in the meantime to keep monsters open? I think they initially had plans to start construction on Avatar this year.
Oh, I think so.
Something delayed it, and they had to push back to 27. So because they had to push back to 27, that they decided to keep monsters open. Because if they just to say start construction on Avatar in
George froze. Well, he looks cute in that pose anyway. Well, while we're waiting on George, Tommy, I'm going to ask you.
It was supposed to be. Sorry, because I think it froze on me. It was supposed to. Lost my train of thought. It was supposed to. Be completed by 2030. If they start in 27, which that means they would have to start it like in the very beginning of 27.
Yeah.
I don't know how that's going to get done in 3 years if it's going to be a full immersed land.
I don't know. See, I still have so many questions on how they're going to do Avatar. And the fact that the Disneyland president came out, Thomas, came out and said, no, Avatar is not delayed. It's going to be constructed. It's going to be built. It's going to be open on time. I have a very hard time believing that unless they're really going to just make it a small experience and it's going to have one attraction. It's going to basically be a base model of a Ferrari, if that makes sense. So you're not going to get all the extra goodies with it. You're going to have literally the base model with the basic tires, the basic rims, and just basically the capability to hit the gas pedal and drive. And that's it. Nothing else. If they go that direction, which I hope they don't, then yeah, it's not going to be delayed. But if you really want to put the attention to detail, you want to put the immersion, the just atmosphere, it is delayed. Unless you're going to cheapen out, and I hope they don't do that. Because one thing we've talked about, George, many times is James Cameron, even J.K. Rowling with the Harry Potter stuff. When the parks build, lands, attractions, shows, entertainment, characters, no matter what it is, if it's tied to that IP, those two individuals hold the companies, they hold their feet to the fire and they hold them accountable when they don't like something. So I don't know how they're keeping James Cameron interested when Disney refuses to call it a land. They keep calling it a destination. They're saying it's not delayed, even though the one ride that's going to be literally in the way is in the way, and now it's not going to open until a year later. So I don't know, but Tommy, what do you think about that?
Well, no, yeah, I'm not going to add too much to it because you guys hit it on too much. But I mean, yeah, you don't need to give us too many dates and and really have this solidified unless for a fact that's what's going to happen. I mean, Universal, not to compare, but that's all we have really to do is to compare. Universal doesn't really tell us dates. They still haven't really told us the opening day for Fast. I mean, you can kind of see they gave us a season, and then you can kind of see when not cast members, but employees are going to start writing it, kind of like testing it. So you can kind of feel it out, but like we don't need like when you're going to start doing stuff because all these creators are going to report on it anyways, to be honest. So, and to be honest, I mean, to threaten, oh, hey, this ride is closing today. I mean, Rock and Roller Coaster is closing today. Like, it did close today. Like, it's still open, I think, but this is just what it is, right? Like, so, you know, you don't need to tease everybody and have everybody stressing out, running into monsters, and then not have it now. It's like, okay.
That, you know what? That's an excellent point, by the way, because one thing that George has mentioned as well, when an attraction like that closes down, usually the park comes out with like limited merch. They have like a whole event where we've seen it in the past. We saw it with Rock and Roller Coaster featuring Aerosmith, which is going to be reskinned to the Muppets. We saw it with Splash Mountain before it became Tiana's. We saw it with Rip Ride Rocket, and the list just continues. So I would honestly think when they do want to give an official closing date for Monsters, there's going to be something where they're going to have limited merch. They're going to give us an official date, and then we'll go from there. So who really knows?
And the park is closed. So as of right now, Rockin' is officially done.
It's done.
Man.
It's done.
We almost made it. We're almost there.
Almost.
Almost. I want to give a big shout out to Haunters Unite 6939. I've known this guy since grade school. I love hanging out with him. He's actually the one that got me in the loving Halloween Horror Nights. So big shout out to him. He says, have a great and safe trip, guys. Looking forward to all the amazing coverage. Well, I'm glad you said that. Before we kind of, go over this article, because this kind of ties into another subject I want to pivot to. But Tommy, since all three of us are the sunglass bros tonight, getting ready for vacation mode.
We're the Blues Brothers. We're getting
Blues Brothers.
Hey.
I love it.
Yeah.
I want you to take away for a little bit and kind of describe what's the special feature about your sunglasses. What are you going to be using them for? Kind of give the audience something to look forward to. So go ahead.
No, I finally caved and I copped the Metas. So I got the Ray-Ban Metas. So I'm just going to test them out. We're going to see what happens. I'm anticipating using them for food reviews in a vertical form for like Instagram. But hey, let's see. You never know what I'm going to use them for. You never know what's going to happen. Of course, POVs are, would be fun, like on a ride and stuff. But we'll test it out. I'm gonna let these guys use them too. We'll see how they work, man. We'll see how it goes.
No, absolutely, and I can't wait to see the amazing coverage from those, because I have seen some people using those, and some of the reels on Instagram and TikTok, especially, the reels come out amazing. So I can't wait, because I always say, at least for your food reviews, anybody that ever sees Tommy in the park, I'm not even kidding, the attention to detail he does for a food review is crazy, but it's awesome. It's literally watching Steven Spielberg work on a food review. It's amazing.
I'm changing it up too, though. I mean, it's grind time when we're out there. Time's gonna fly by. There's not going to be much. We're just moving from A to B to C to D to E to F, bro. Like it's punch in, or you got to clock in. So it's going to be rush central. So everything's going to come out, but we'll see. We'll see what content. That's why I kind of like all three of us make different content. Different platforms are bigger than others. It's going to be fun to see what we all come up with out of these 2 weeks.
I agree with you, Tommy. Honestly, like it is true. We're literally going from A to B, B to C, C to D, and if anybody gets in my way, they could take a flying JK LMNOP. So
we got this all trip. You never know. We'll get some spontaneous live streams going. Maybe a live stream where we got like 3 hours in a row, man, and it's like all on me 1 hour, all on George 1 hour, all on Conductor. You never know what you're going to get. Just make sure you got those notifications on everybody's channel. follow Instagram and TikTok too. I mean, you might as well just get them on all of us. Like, because
Yeah,
to be honest, it's hard. You never know, right?
Honestly, but yeah, I agree with Tommy. Literally, for everyone who's watching, follow all three of us on our socials, and definitely, as Tommy said, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell on YouTube, because between all three of us, it's going to be like literally one thing after another. You guys are going to get like so many notifications. You're going to have to put your phones on silent.
Probably.
Yeah.
I want to welcome in Remy D. Always great to see Remy D. He says, "Hey guys, excited for the trip. Tommy with the meta is clutch for Epic. You can't take phones on Universal rides, but meta works." There you go. They haven't restricted that, so that remember that.
All right.
And we got our boy Jason Hill. I think, Jason, if I'm wrong, correct me if I'm wrong, but you are at a marathon in Japan or something?
Yeah, you got it right there. Tokyo, baby. What's up? Shout out, Jason.
Always great to see Jason. I love hanging out with Jason at Disneyland. Just an amazing guy overall. He's like a total vibes guy. I love it.
And I love his gusto. Like he's like constantly doing something, and I absolutely love that, because it's like it's the drive that like it is possible to do it. It's just like you just have to get up and do it, you know. And it's like, you know, and I thought I do a lot. He puts me to shame. So it's like, you know, and I respect that, honestly, because it makes me want to do more, you know, just not even as a content creator, but just as a person. Like I just like to I like to travel. I like to go places.
100%. He just said in a few hours he's going to Disney Sea. See,
have fun, dude. That's so sick.
Oh, it's gonna be a blast. I can't wait to see some of his social media posts from Disney Sea.
Me too.
And just the fact that, you know, we've all three of us have talked to him when he's been out here in Disneyland, was telling us stories about you know, Tokyo Disney, then you had Shanghai Disney, just how the atmosphere is, how the attractions are different, how people act in those parks compared to out here. It's colossally different. So eventually, one of these years, I do want to go to the international Asia parks and Disneyland Paris, because he said all those parks are a must do. So I can't wait. The future is bright for all three of our channels. I can assure you of that.
Absolutely.
When it comes to that. Mam Lizelle says those are so cool, referencing you, Tommy. Can't wait to see what you capture on those glasses.
That's what's good. Like, I'm anticipating certain things. Like when you anticipate going on vacation, you have certain plans, right? That happen no matter what. But then you get those spontaneous spur of the moment things, and you never know like that's gonna happen. So like I hope I get that on camera, you know.
No, 100%. And then Chris West is like, who's getting the sofa bed? Well, luckily we have 2 rooms and each one of us
we're locked in.
Bed. So
man, we are locked in. Man, Chris, you gotta slide out with us one of these days, bro, because man, we all got to just go as a squad one day, because, man, we're already locked in, us three, but just imagine what the future holds, you know?
Hey, I told George, Tommy, 2030, I think it's 2030, George, correct me if I'm wrong, or 2031, the Magic Kingdom is going to be celebrating its 60th anniversary, which is the Diamond Celebration. That is the perfect time to do that.
2030.
I love it. I love it, man. You already put it out into the universe. The existence, man.
You know, it's funny that you said 2031 for the 60th. I mean, it is a possibility they may, you know, even if there's some delays. I mean, if that's when they decide to open Villains Land, because that would be at the back end. I mean, they said 2030, but I mean, for a matter of a year, I mean, they may, I don't know, who knows? They may use Villains as like the headliner for the 60th.
100%. And then we he Hunters Unite saying HHN Orlando is on my list. Well,
that's another reason. I love it. I'm down. Hunters Unite, man. I'm down. If we really with it, man, we could do it.
100%.
And that also works well too with the meta glasses, because
yes,
you know,
Right.
in Orlando, they have like their policies of recording. So it's like, especially if I have prescription in them, it's like, well, fine. You want me to take them off, then you better have someone like grabbing my arm and cutting me through. It's like,
yeah. No, I bet you prescription they have to let you leave them on, right?
yeah,
Yep.
they would have to, yeah.
You would
Otherwise,
think so.
a liability. Instead of being scared by the actors, I'll be walking into them. Like,
It's like they'll be scared of you.
yeah.
And then Remy says actually Universal UK will be open
Whew.
in 2031. So
yeah, we all plan on getting the media pass for that. So hopefully we can grind and get that.
Well, and that's why I was waiting even for Paris, because it's essentially when I go over to Paris, like the UK, like right there, I'd rather just wait for the UK to open for Universal, especially because I also want to wait for obviously Lion King, but I think Lion King will open prior to 2031, but I'd rather just wait, and just for Universal UK to open.
100%. And then John is all like, is Han Orlando different than the one in, he means HHN. So actually it is. It's two different experiences. Some of the houses are the same, but you still get the uniqueness of each coast. So it's not literally a carbon copy, because there's literally some years, John, that we actually hear people, me and Tommy have been at HHN, where we had people saying that they went opening day, if not opening week of HHN Orlando, and then they came out here to Hollywood, did the same house, and they actually said, wow, Hollywood's is better, or vice versa, Orlando's is better. And we're like, how you know that? Well, we went to Orlando and then we came over here, or vice versa. So we get, especially when me and Tommy have our phones and we're recording, I think people catch on real quick. Oh, these guys are vloggers. So they kind of bring it up. So I love that. I love the interaction.
I feel like it's the opposite at times. When they notice me, like when I went into Poltergeist a couple times and they knew it was me, I felt like they neglected the fact that I'm waiting for something to pop out, and literally the second that I turn the corner, boom, that's when they do it. And it's not just even with one part. It was like multiple scenes where they literally waited till I left because they saw the camera in my hands.
Maybe they were tired, man. I don't know. I'm not sure. You never know.
You never know.
Yeah.
Giant Peters of Interest said it will be bright until George gets us banned from Paris.
Hey, Giant Peter is correct. Yeah, we got to watch this guy, right?
This guy's dangerous. Yeah, I need to experience Lion King before George gets us kicked out from Paris. Oh my god,
that's pretty good.
Oh my gosh. Hunters Unite says the peeps from Orlando love our event because the scares are more thrilling, whereas Orlando is more about the sets. And I do agree with him. A lot of
I don't even know about it. I suck, bro. I got to get there. I definitely got to come back to Orlando. Yeah.
You and me both. But one thing I want to pivot to, which was one of our topics, George, I'm going to start with you, and you can kind of shine a light on this since you've been to Walt Disney World and you're a veteran out there. For someone like me and Tommy, first time go-getters, never been there before, if there's going to be some merch that me and Tommy really want to, get for memento's sake, what would you suggest? Obviously, I'm locked and loaded with the Banshee, figurine that you can see on the screen. I want to get that.
I can see you buying that. You're going to be shipping that out, bro. It's going to be like $500 to ship, bro.
Unbelievable.
So for me, I think for you guys, especially being like your first time, I definitely say like the basics. Like I definitely say get like a T-shirt, something to just showcase that,
you were there.
World, Universal Orlando, something in that nature. Maybe even like a certain pin that you guys like, because they have lots of pins out there. And also, because you said about figurines and stuff, like maybe if you guys really wanted to go a little bit ballsy, it is a couple $100, but maybe you can do like the partner statue
Yes.
That's fire.
Mini statuette, or they have other ones. Something that speaks Walt Disney World. And I think honestly, if you get something like with Spaceship Earth with Epcot, or maybe Figment, get something that like solidifies. And there's also even going to be merch for the Flower and Garden Festival, and also probably Mardi Gras at Universal Studios. So to not even showcase you guys being in the Florida parks, we're also going to be there when some events are going on. So definitely check out that merch as well.
100%. Tommy, what are you looking forward to merch wise?
Man, I actually just got caught up listening to George like mention all this stuff, and I'm like, I'm possibly gonna cry on this trip more than twice, because damn, I'm gonna cry when I get there. I mean, I ain't cried in a minute, but like, imagine leaving this after 14 days, man. It's just gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard. Like,
and honestly, and here's the thing, please, and I'm not saying this as a joke. I am literally saying this seriously. Look, I'm taking my glasses off. I'm being serious. So,
right.
Whatever your guys' real raw reaction is, don't hold back, because I would love to capture that on camera to literally show the effects of like what these parks can actually do for someone, especially for someone that is being there for the first time.
First time, yeah, dude, that's what I'm saying, yeah.
A lot of times you get these Walt Disney ad commercials and promos with these actors that they're paying them to act excited and be excited when they probably been there 100,000 times, which, don't get me wrong, I get excited every single time that I go down there. But to capture the essence of you guys, and this is why I want to do it, with it being your first time, that's why I want to capture the moments when you guys see Cinderella Castle for the first time, when you see Spaceship Earth for the first time, when you guys see the Tree of Life for the first time. Like, I want all that on camera.
100%.
That's fire. I love to hear it. Anyways, just continuing on real quick. Sorry, I had to throw that in there because it just like hit me like 72 hours. It's crazy. So realistically, I mean, I have to admit, I'm getting a T-shirt per park, plus a Walt Disney World, shirt, like just generalized, plus like, generalized Universal. So, I need an Epic shirt, Islands, regular studios, I need Animal Kingdom, Magic Kingdom, Epcot, all those, bro. Like, to be honest, it sucks because we're going to want to buy a lot, but we're not going to be able to do that. It's just nonstop. To me, this trip is going to be rides and food. And I know I'm going to enjoy it that way, because the best way for me to enjoy the park, at least getting introduced to it, is the food and the rides to me. Of course, the vibes too.
And really with the food, because you guys are going to see with Walt Disney World of how it really differs from Disneyland.
Oh, by far.
A lot of these restaurants, even though you're going to be reviewing the food, you're actually going to be reviewing the restaurant, because a lot of these restaurants tell a story. When you go into the Skipper Canteen, it tells a story. When you go into Ohana's, it tells a story. When you go into 50s Primetime, it tells a story, and so on and so forth. So you're going to get the food footage, but I guarantee you, you're probably going to get a lot more of the restaurant footage, because when you guys walk into some of these places, the attention to detail is so high par than, I'm sorry, that's the one thing that I feel like Disneyland lacks. I feel like Disneyland needs a lot more sit-down restaurants and more sit-down restaurants. I don't want to have 20 quick services that only have chicken fingers and burgers all the time. Like some variety.
Well said.
No, 100%. I think the way I'm going to look at it, going merch-wise, because obviously I'm going to get some merch as well, is...
Oh, so very sorry, not to cut you off, Conductor. That was the whole thing, what I was going to say. Another item that I think you guys might like, I never got one myself, but I've always looked at it. It's kind of like a paperweight kind of thing, but they're just used to kind of just use like for like settings or backdrops. It's a little miniature icon of the park.
Yes.
It's like the Tree of Life or Spaceship Earth.
I need those. Yeah.
And then connected onto it, there's these wires that are sticking up out of it, and it has the logos of the attractions that make up the park.
I love that. I love that.
That's clean. Yeah.
That's dope. I'm not gonna lie, that's dope. Mercedes said orange bird merch.
Orange.
I love it.
That is true, because that's the little orange bird is exclusively for Walt Disney World.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need a hat for sure. I need an orange hat. You can find me in the crowd then, Like, oh man, this ginger with the orange hat. Oh, there he is.
There you go. Where's Waldo?
Yeah.
Oh man. John says, will the hotel room have enough ports for your cameras? Oh, I'm sure.
That's pretty good. Now we're all set. I think we're all set.
Like, I could just like picture, speaking of the Griswolds, like us plugging all our things in.
You're gonna see my set.
It's going to be like Christmas Vacation, where we black out the whole city of Orlando.
Yeah.
It's like we surge power Walt Disney World.
100%. Oh my gosh, 100%. Chris West says our first visit button. That is.
I need one.
That's
a must.
Yep, you guys are getting your first visit buttons actually as soon upon check-in, because I already have them done in the notes that this is your guys. I told the cast members this is your guys' first time, so you guys are going to be walking the red carpet into this hotel. So.
Damn, man, good looking out, man. You're the man.
I can't wait. No, that's going to be freaking phenomenal. And one thing but before I keep playing this video, I'm just going to keep the volume off so we can keep going. But this view right here is like absolutely breathtaking. Like literally, you're looking at the body of water. You have the canal boat, and you have the Magic Kingdom off in the distance. And one thing that Tommy keeps reminding me, and someone actually posted in the comments, let me see if I can find it real quick.
And while you're finding that, and that's why we're definitely going to do the monorail loop around Magic Kingdom, because it goes to each of the hotels. And while you're going around in that circle, you get almost like a 360 degree of this.
100%. And Shane Narani said, you will see the color transformation of Cinderella's castle. And Tommy's because we're never going to see this again, because right now it's that pinkish color alongside the new original color they're going back to.
We're getting Castle Neapolitan.
100%.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, we got a reel for that. It's going to be hard too. Hopefully it works.
It's going to be awesome. Hudson says monorail crawl.
Yes.
Oh,
definitely doing the monorail crawl.
So Mercedes said, will you be visiting Walt Disney World property resorts? So yes, we are. I'm
resort hopping for sure.
He has it all planned out. I'm just going along with the program.
Yep, I got it all set up. I know, obviously, we won't be able to hit all the resort hotels because there's like 35 plus of them. But I'm definitely going to take them to a lot of like the bigger highlights. Like we're going to go over to the Beach Club Resort. We're going to go to Beaches and Cream, and we're all going to try to devour everything but the kitchen sink.
Oh God!
Sunday. So it's going to be fun. And then of course, we're going to go to like the Boardwalk and the Contemporary and the Grand Floridian, and so we definitely are going to hit all those.
100%. And then we got some more comments. We have
and really quick too. Also speaking of the merch, which you guys already know, being that we have the dining plan upon check-in, we'll also get our refillable resort mugs as well.
I'm pumped for that. That's what I'm talking about.
I can't wait. And I know David asked this question like earlier this morning, so I wanted to answer this for David because I told him we would. So we're actually flying out of John Wayne Airport Wednesday morning. That's where me and George are going to be flying out of. So literally we're going to be at Disneyland all day Tuesday, do the Disneyland 70th After Dark event starting at 9 p.m., which ends at 1 a.m. in the morning. Literally wake up 7 hours later and literally take an Uber from our hotel to John Wayne Airport and take off and land in Orlando at 8:30 Orlando time, which would be 5:30 California time. So we're going to be in both parks same day, both coasts. That's going to be nuts. So I can't wait. And then Giant Peers of Interest said, Tommy's mind will explode at Bonham in Animal Kingdom Lodge.
Boma.
Boma.
Yeah. Honestly, I think you guys, honestly, to see Animal Kingdom Lodge just in general.
Oh, dude.
Like, that's, yeah. I mean, the fact that it's literally a hotel where you have live animals outside of your rooms.
Oh, dude.
Holy moly.
Yeah.
That's going to be
I can't imagine.
And then John was saying John Wayne is easier than LAX. I would agree.
100%.
I think, honestly, every airport, aside from a few, is easier than LAX.
Oh, LAX is horrible. I mean, horrible. Oh, my gosh. It's a logistical absolute nightmare. John also says Ontario Airport is nice, but your car bakes in it. Well, luckily, we're taking Uber from our hotel, so we're not bringing our cars on the trip. So luckily, we don't have to worry about that. Thank God. So I don't have to deal with that. George doesn't have to deal with that. So that's a bonus. One of the things, merch wise, is I'm going to look for items that I can't get at Disneyland or I can't get at Universal Hollywood. And you know, obviously it's going to be hard, like Tommy said, because for us, you're going to want everything. So it's going to be like a pick and choose battle. But I'm going to find like unique things that I can showcase like on my future live stream and say, look, I have this from Walt Disney World, or hey, look, I have this from Epic Universe. You know what I mean? Something unique. So I'm definitely going to kind of pivot to that. Like this Tinkerbell plush. Well, I'm not going to say what I want to say, but I want to get that.
That's going to be your first item. As soon as the store opens, you're like jetting to get that Tinkerbell plush.
Oh, no, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Remy D says, what are you guys most excited for at each park, including Universal? So actually,
that's actually the next topic. Actually, I like it. I love it. Hey, shout out all the people in the comments, man. You guys are killing it tonight.
Absolutely. So tell me, I'm going to start with you this time. Starting at Walt Disney World. We're going to go with that. Each park, what are you excited about? Let's start with Magic Kingdom.
All right, so I'm going to go with attractions and rides. So that's what I'm going to start with because that's kind of on the topic. So you said Magic Kingdom, right?
Yes.
Oh, no. Okay, Magic Kingdom. That's going to be a fun one. So help me out, George, if I pick the wrong part. But so, for instance, I definitely want to do Seven Doors Mine Train. Mm-hmm. No matter what, I'm really into this. So I can't wait to see that.
Honestly, I'm just going to say this really quick before you guys continue on, just to kind of answer the question. And I think I've mentioned this before. My favorite ride out of each park, honestly, is watching these guys experience everything for the first time. Because honestly, like I've done everything before, which I love and enjoy all of it. But to see them experience it for the first time, that's going to be the greatest thrill for me, to literally watch them do all this. So that way, this question I think is more set for Tommy and Conductor. But that's my answer. I think no matter what park we're in, just to see them experience all this for the first time, that's going to be a real treat. Although I would have said Stardust Racers, but I can't get on this ride for like nothing. Like, so
for nothing, bro.
That's a whole nother topic, folks, for next time. But so sorry, continue on.
Yeah, no, that's a real brotherly answer, man. I respect the hell out of you for that, man. I appreciate you too, man. That's really nice of you. So of course, Seven Doors Mine Train, Tron. So those are my top two rides there. Then don't butcher me in the comments or judge me, but attractions, I want to see Hall of Presidents, if that's there. And then, of course, I want to just see the spectacle of Cinderella Castle.
Okay.
Hey, I tell you what, you see the spectacle of Cinderella Castle, you see the spectacle, grab the testicle. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, no.
Oh, God. Here we go. Oh, God.
So am I going through all the list, or are you going to go next, Conductor?
So I you know,
I think honestly, you probably guys should like go like back and forth. Like say your Magic Kingdom, then Conductor, you say your Magic.
Let's do it.
Okay.
All right.
So for Magic Kingdom for me, kind of similar to what Tommy said. the Hall of Presidents, it's a must do for me. I want to see that. I've been wanting to see that for years. So,
and honestly, it's a great attraction. I know, like, a lot of people get so uptight, like, with, of like the stage of like politics today, but it's like, just to be immersive into like the rich history of it, and you see literally a whole stage of animatronic presidents, despite of how you may feel about some of them. I mean, it's still amazing to see a whole stage of animatronic Americans from past, present, and in between,
I agree.
Absolutely. So Hall of Presidents, 7 Dwarfs Mine Train, Tron, the People Mover for me, because we don't have People Mover.
I forgot.
People Mover for me. I would have to say, looking at Cinderella's Castle, analyzing, just Magic Kingdom in general, because it's going to give me a broader idea when I come back home. I do future content with not just Tommy and George, but others as well, and really kind of do a comparison on what I saw in Magic Kingdom, how it relates to Disneyland, what are the constraints and all that. So that's really what I'm going to focus on for the Magic Kingdom. But Tommy, if you want to go ahead with the next one.
Really quick. 3 things that I want to see you guys experience in Magic Kingdom is Country Bear Musical Jamboree, the People Mover, and the Carousel of Progress. Those are the 3.
Those 2. Yes.
I'm down. That's a lot of rides there. So the next one has the most rides, in my opinion, that I want to tackle is Epcot. So I'm glad we're going 2 days.
Yes.
Because I want to hit all the pavilions, and that's like going to take forever, right?
That takes a day.
That takes a day. So hopefully we knock them all out. So, of course, I'm going to go with Guardians Cosmic Rewind. That's at Epcot, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Moving forward, Spaceship Earth, Mission Space, Remy Ratatouille Adventure, Frozen, and Test Track. That's a lot.
That is a lot.
Yeah.
That is a lot.
I actually have one for both of you that I think you both would actually really appreciate, because it's interesting of how this ride is, because it's somewhat like kind of educational, but it's very interesting, is Living with the Land.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think it's very interesting that you go into like this greenhouse, and it shows you like how they hydroponically grow the fruits and vegetables that they use around the resort. So like when you guys just say get a salad or fruit, it's all grown there from Living with the Land at Epcot.
Dope.
Oh my gosh.
That is so dope.
How about you, Conductor?
So Epcot for me, Epcot's been a park I've been wanting to go to besides Magic Kingdom since I was 5 years old. My aunt, who was out there in the last 10 years, said you have to do Epcot. So what I'm looking for Epcot is, again, a lot like Magic Kingdom, but at a broader scale, because there's no other park like Epcot. So one of the things I'm going to focus on is literally all the attractions as much as humanly possible. I'm not going to skip out on any of it, especially like Ratatouille, Cosmic Rewind, Living with the Land, Spaceship Earth, all that stuff. I'm going to hit it all. One of the things I'm more anticipated besides the attractions is the pavilions, like Tommy said, because shout out to Drew, the Disney dude. He told us, he's like, dude, I might have to make a special trip to Epcot when you guys are down there and take you guys personally through the Japan pavilion. He's like, you can spend hours just in that Japan pavilion alone. It's so unique. It's so awesome. You have to see it. So I think personally, because George knows this, because I got it the other day with him at the Three Broomsticks, the London pavilion, I'm gonna have to get the fish and chips. That's my main goal. I love my fish and chips.
Oh, I have speaking of which, in the UK I have reservations for Rose and Crown. That's who has the fish and chips.
Ooh,
I actually have other fish and chips, and I believe if I timed the time correctly, I'm not 100% sure. I think I timed it correctly, that they have, for people who are dining at the time, have their own viewing area for Luminous.
Yes.
Oh, bro, don't tease me. That's for the second day?
That's for the second day. Yeah.
Oh my God, Rose and Crown, right?
Rose and Crown.
Dude, you're the man.
Oh my gosh. So Epcot's just literally going to blow my mind. I'm not going to want to leave Epcot. It's so beautiful, and I can't wait. I cannot. Oh, Giant Peter Adventure said, I need a Tommy Test review of the Beverly.
Oh yeah, so hey, we're gonna do an Instagram reel for that because I actually did that in Vegas. So I have the YouTube video, but man, I've gotten better. I think talking. So maybe I'll do a YouTube. But hey, bro, yeah, that's a good one. We're gonna lock that in. Shout out Disney Scoop Guy. I seen they're locking in out there. Maybe we'll link up with all of them. They were doing a test for the Beverly too. So yeah, that should be a fun one.
Definitely. Tommy, you want to take it away with the next one?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's move over to Animal Kingdom. This one's a little light, so if you guys want to help me out in the comment box or George, but we got a rope drop safari. Like the safari, 100%. Was it Kilimanjaro Safari or something? I may be butchering the name, but then like after that, I mean, sorry, I'm talking too fast, but to be honest, Avatar, everything Avatar is probably the move for me, and then I want to see the Tree of Life of 100%, but I'm sure George will show me more.
Absolutely. What I love about Animal Kingdom is I feel like the whole entire park is kind of an attraction in itself. That when you literally walk into these lands, like when you walk into Asia and you walk into Africa, it's lands that you would never think, because you guys are so used to of castle parks. You know, you walk into Fantasyland, you walk into Adventureland, you walk into Tomorrowland. You guys are going to be transported now into real life places. So when you walk into Africa, it's going to feel like you're literally walking in Harambe and you're walking into the Himalayas with Expedition Everest. And
crazy.
And that's what I could really appreciate Disney for not doing Zootopia, like a full land, and they're doing Tropical Americas instead. Because I feel like it's more cohesive with that park.
Oh, 100%.
Well said.
Did you want to add anything else, Tommy, or was that it?
No, that's pretty good. I'm excited to be, shocked when I get there. That's the one park that I think is going to hit me the hardest for some reason. It's what I'm anticipating, at least. But yeah, take it away, Conductor.
Absolutely. So again, I'm going to mirror what Tommy was saying. The safari is going to be amazing. I cannot wait for that. Like, we have zoos out here, but this is going to be at a whole nother level, because George has actually told us, and we've actually heard from others, but George has been very consistent saying on the safari, because we're actually on like a safari vehicle and it's not like on the track or something. So if we're driving down the pathway and animals get in our way, they can't shoo the animals away. We have to wait.
Yep, I've had that. Good. I'm cool with that. I had that done before. We had a giraffe stop in front of our vehicle.
That's tight.
Then there was, I believe, an Abs, if you're still in the comments, correct me if I'm wrong, there was an ostrich that actually escaped. And it was in the lion area. And they got backed up because I swear this ostrich had to have a death wish, because I mean, it was like going into the lair of the lions, and it's like, and luckily that it circled back, because they were trying to like get it around so it didn't fully go into the plane. But yeah, it's very unpredictable with Kilimanjaro safaris, and the scope of that one attraction is as big as the Magic Kingdom parking lot.
Wow. I can't wait for that.
Yeah, me too.
So mirroring what Tommy was saying with that, then you have the Tree of Life, which is going to be beautiful. I definitely want to walk around the world of Avatar, really kind of soak that in, analyze the square footage of that land, look at everything that land has to offer, literally. So I have a better idea and a better picture of what we can expect here at DCA in California at the Disneyland Resort, if we even get a taste of what that's going to be like, because we still don't know. And just again, just the fact that Animal Kingdom, just like Epcot, is not anything we've ever seen before. It's very unique. So that's something I'm definitely going to break down. And then Abigail posted, yes, an ostrich went to the wrong area and we couldn't move. Damn ostrich. I'm not going to say what I want to say, but damn ostrich. Oh my gosh. But no, I love that though. I do love that. Now, George, I've been meaning to ask you, and this is a perfect time to ask. Does the Animal Kingdom have any nighttime shows, or because it closes early, they don't offer that anymore because of, you know, the animals possibly getting spooked or anything like that?
Yeah, it's unfortunate because back in 2017 when Avatar opened, I felt like Animal Kingdom was finally getting its placement with the nighttime activity. They ended up doing like a projection mapping show on the Tree of Life. They had the bioluminescent forest kind of like walkthrough of Pandora, you know, at night. And then they also had Rivers of Light, which I get, you know, it was a major blunder. People didn't really care for it. But you know what? It was a nighttime show. You know, it brought the park to life in a different way. So despite of how people feel about it, you know, I miss the fact that Animal Kingdom doesn't necessarily really have a nighttime show, to be honest. But they still have the outdoor arena, you know, for river that they held Rivers of Light, but they're currently not doing it. It's more so just for like a rest area right now. But who's to say down the road, you know, with Tropical America's, you know, going to be open and them revamping, you know, everything, you know, maybe, you know, in time they'll use that area again.
100%. Tommy, before we get to the last park for Walt Disney World, I do have to say I'm probably going to try to get this Beacon Barrel mug.
That's clean, bro. That's sick.
Phenomenal.
Dude, and you know, lucky us, your boy Italiano booked it, so we'll be there for sure. Hey, shout out them though. They follow me on Instagram, bro. Like they were first to follow me too, so that's lit. Maybe they'll let us collab too. I don't know who to ask, but maybe they'll lock in with that.
100%. But go ahead with the last one.
All right, so we're moving on to the last one, especially here at Disney. So it's Hollywood Studios. So you guys want to help me out in the comments too, but my top two are Tower of Terror and Slinky Dog Dash. But I was told that this park is for the shows.
Yes.
So I think maybe I'll enjoy myself with that.
I think honestly, and yes, those two rides literally, I think, because obviously they have other rides there, but majority of them are rides that you guys have already experienced out here. Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, Toy Story Mania, Star Tours, all of Galaxy's Edge. So I think Slinky Dog and Tower of Terror are like the top two for you guys. But I agree with the notion that this is a park of the shows. And I think, honestly, that's a good thing in a way, because I think this will
need some downtime.
Downtime, honestly. You go into like an air-conditioned building, you know, sit down, relax, enjoy a show, you know, and there's plenty of shows at Hollywood Studios. Like there's like right now the Indiana Jones, the Frozen sing-along. I know that sounds
I'll watch it.
But I think you'll enjoy it because there's a lot of like adult innuendo jokes in that, and I absolutely love it. You have the Little Mermaid live show, you have the Villain show, you have Fantasmic, you know, and I know you guys seen Disneyland's Fantasmic, but you still have to see Disney World Fantasmic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's interesting you say that because I actually stated on a video, I think I either did with you, George, or somebody else, and I said, you know, because someone asked in the comments, they said, well, why would you do that? I said, well, if you look at Disneyland, theirs is very unique because it's on Tom Sawyer's Island, and you kind of have that outdoor amphitheater, but it's not a seating area. It's just basically a walk-through, pass-through area. You know, when you have Hollywood Studios, it's literally an outdoor amphitheater that you sit down and watch. So I definitely want to see that and do a comparison.
And the vibe, and literally the vibe there is like literally they hype people up, like they blast like Disney music, like the pop versions of the Disney songs and everything. They get the whole crowds to do the wave, you know, and everything. It's like it's a whole different kind of feel when you go to Fantasmic at Hollywood Studios.
100%. But for me, for Hollywood Studios, I'm really looking forward to. Whoops, I'm looking forward to.
I never heard of that ride at Hollywood Studio. What's whoops?
Oh, I don't know. It's just something I made up in my mind.
There it is.
There, boom, there it is. Boom, there it. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm looking forward to the shows, especially Indiana Jones, because as you guys can tell, and many of you in the chat, I'm wearing an Indiana Jones hat. I'm a Harrison Ford guru. I love Harrison Ford, so I have to see that Indiana Jones show.
Is the boulder back?
I don't know yet. I don't think so.
Okay,
but that's all right. I'll imagine it in my mind, just like how I imagine a theme park ride just now. So
there you go.
Inspiration goes wild. What can I say?
And really, honestly, there's a lot of other great moments and scenes in Indiana Jones other than just the boulder. I mean, it would be really cool if they added it back by the time we go. But I mean, I think the show as a whole, I think you guys would really enjoy it regardless.
100%. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. Looking forward to Fantasmic for sure. And then George Hudson brought up a good point. Even though Star Tours is exactly the same, he says the queue is very unique.
So, yes, that is true. There are some rides that see. That's the thing with Hollywood Studios is because even the queue with you guys going into Grauman's Chinese Theater, even though I feel like ours out here is much better, but for you guys to still see inside of Grauman's, I think you guys still should, I think, but I would say not as like a top priority. I think like if you have some like extra time, like you guys could even still see the Star Tours queue outside. That's where like the main queue, the part that he's talking about. Yes, I feel like that part, like with I won't spoil it, but you guys will see it once we get there. You guys will know what the queue is. So.
100%. So, Tommy, if you want to kick off Universal, whatever park you want to start with.
Yeah, I mean, we've been heavy on the Disney aspect because, this is our first time for everything. But this trip kind of came about because Epic Universe, we're going within the first year of Epic Universe still. Epic Universe, this is at the top of my list. I mean, it's up there with Epcot. So definitely Epic Universe. If I just kind of tie it all in, 100% everything at Isle of Berk and How to Train Your Dragon, literally everything. Like from Meeting Toothless to the rides, maybe not the water ride, maybe not the, some other things, but for sure that Ministry of Magic, we got a rope drop Ministry. And then Minecart Madness, of course. Donkey Kong Country, I'm anticipating staying in this land for at least 2 to 3 hours. Maybe not in the first day, but I'm really going to hang out there and soak it all in because it's the only place. I mean, when I hit Japan, too, I'm going to compare it, but there's nothing like this stuff. And then, of course, Darkmoor, the Universal Monsters Land. That might be one of the areas where I'm like, wow, I cannot believe I'm actually here finally.
Yes. And it's funny that you mentioned that, Tommy, because
really quick, sorry, not to interrupt you, Conductor. To your statement, Tommy, I think you do that for Darkmoor, but you know where I really think you're going to end up saying that is Celestial Park.
Wow, really?
Mm-hmm. I think, honestly, the scope of Celestial Park, of how it looks in person, where you see the Helios in front of you with the fountains and the Greek mythology sculptures and everything.
Yeah.
I think that's when you're just going to have like that wow moment.
Oh, man, I can't wait. I mean, that's clean too. And then I think eventually I'll stay at Helios too, not this trip, get initiated and get all the introductions done to all the parks and then go back to Florida, and stuff. Yeah, you kind of glitched out.
Yeah. Oh, so that was the ending part that I was saying, that I think that's when you're going to say, I can't believe I'm in Epic Universe.
I can see it. I can see that for sure. Yeah.
By far. I think for Epic Universe, to be
You can
honest.
basically take your pick. I really honestly don't think one really like go over the other, to be honest with you, because the whole park is brand new. So
Yeah.
So I think Epic Universe for me, I'm going to experience all of it. Luckily, again, big shout out to George and how he planned this trip for me and Tommy. Me and Tommy are going to have 3 days at Epic, so we're going to have a lot of time to break stuff down and literally hang out in each park and literally just soak it all in. So I can't wait for that. If I had to choose a land I'm most excited for, though, most excited, even though it's small, I would say Dark Universe for me would be number one, because Universal Monsters, my God, I love Universal Monsters. My second would have to be Harry Potter, because we kind of got robbed out here in Hollywood, not having an expansion due to space, and just not enough room to have an expansion, at least for now. Hopefully that changes in the future, but I'm looking forward to that. Then I would have to say Donkey Kong would be my third, because again, we got robbed of that, not having it at Universal Hollywood due to space. And I think the fourth, not to give it any insult, but the fourth for me would be Isles of Berk, because it's more kid friendly in a way, but it still looks beautiful. And like George said, you can't really put a label on any of this stuff because it's all brand new and it looks breathtaking. I do honestly feel with the Orlando market, whether it's Walt Disney World, whether it's Universal, they really go all out, because they are known for a tourist destination resort. So they pump in the extra funding, the extra entertainment, the attractions. They go full scale. Out here on the West Coast, we don't have that luxury due to space. But George, you were going to say something?
Yeah, just the one thing I want to do with you guys is on one of the second days, the second or third day, because I know you guys are going to have like an epic day while Abby and I are at a wedding. Which also too, don't forget too, we got the park hopper, so you guys you don't just have to just pick an epic. You guys can hop wherever your heart pleases. But what I would love to do with you guys in Isle of Berk, maybe on day 2 with Epic, is to really like stay in the land and have you guys explore the different dragons that they have there and everything. Yeah. Really, day 1 of Epic, I want to try to like knock out as much of the rides with you guys.
Exactly.
You guys can then enjoy the rest of the park, the aesthetics, Donkey Kong Country, Isle of Berk. You guys can go and look at the finer details of the land, because there's a lot to look at, but I want to get you guys on as many of the rides as possible, especially Battle at the Ministry, because that ride is so predictable that 100%. That has to be like first and go. Like,
I will tell you this, George, the only ride, and I mean the only ride I'm skipping, because it's literally an exact copy, is Mario Kart. That's the one ride I'm not eager to rush and go ride.
Oh, yeah, I'm doing Yoshi's for sure, right? We got to do Yoshi's. Yeah.
Yoshi's, because of how Yoshi's is implemented, is when we go into our Super Nintendo World out here, Yoshi is up on the upper part. So you get a different perspective of Super Nintendo World when you're on Yoshi, you know? And
oh, wow.
It's a cute little ride. You know, it's nothing like, you know, amazing, but I mean, it's just the fact of, hey, you're in Epic Universe and you do Yoshi. I mean,
no, but man, let me tell you, man, I just saw a reel on Instagram, and someone was like, I waited in this line for 75 minutes and this is the worst ride here. And he got tons of views because, you know, negativity gets reviews, right? But to me, that ride to me is like a dark ride in Fantasyland. I'm tired and I need a break and I need to sit down for a minute and I still want to look at something cool. So that's what it feels. I need those rides, man. I need them.
No, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And really quick, because I know you guys, actually, if we can move over to the Universal Studios, because this is a segue to Remy D's statement.
Okay. real quick, George. The only thing I want to add, and Tommy, I'm going to ask you this, and George, you're included as well. Obviously, one thing I want to look at and do in Epic as well. And George, I think you have it planned out, or we're gonna plan it out.
Mhm.
Is definitely hit the restaurants for sure in that park, and definitely check out the Helios Hotel, at least the lobby of it, and maybe the restaurant on top. I would love to do that.
Yeah,
That'd be
I would say as far as like the Helios, definitely like save that for like day 2 or day 3 of
Yeah.
it.
yeah,
But
100%.
as far as like the restaurants goes, as the steakhouse, we can just walk in and
Okay.
check out. The same with the restaurant in Isle of Burke. I do have I actually have 3 reservations.
wow.
For us. 2 is well, no, I'm sorry, 4. Excuse me, 4. I have 2 at Epic, which is the Blue Dragon and Atlantis. At Islands of Adventure is Mythos, and then Universal Studios is Lombard's Seafood Grill.
I love it.
Ooh, you just booked that?
Yep.
Oh man, that sounds good. I haven't heard of that. That's a good segue though. Like you said, let's go to the studios now.
Let's do it.
Yeah, so to Remy D's statement, the best Harry Potter land is in Universal Studios, Florida. I actually have to agree with him. As much as I absolutely love Battle at the Ministry, the scope of that attraction is phenomenal. The land itself is okay, but I feel like the attraction is more epic than the land. The Wizarding World, over at Islands of Adventure is it's a little bit different than the one out here because they have a little bit more room, obviously, like with Hagrid's and everything. But as far as a land goes, going into Diagon Alley, and you have Gringotts Bank and the dragon on top of the bank and everything, that's a whole different level of Harry Potter storytelling. I have to tell you that.
Man, ever since I met Conductor, you will not stop talking about Diagon Alley. So we're finally getting him to the alley for the taste, man. Because man, this guy, he will not stop talking about it nonstop. So he wants it at the park, at our park, but at least we're giving it over here in Florida, right?
Exactly. I will say Diagon Alley is a must for me. And since we do have Park Hopper, and again, thanks to George and his wonderful planning strategy, we weren't originally going to do it, but he figured a way how to incorporate it. And I can't thank him enough for doing this, especially for, again, me and Tommy's first time, but especially my first time. I told him, I said, I would love nothing. It was funny. I told him, I said, I would love nothing more than to ride the Hogwarts Express. And George is like, I get where you're coming from. We don't have Park Hopper, and we talked for a good like 2 hours. And then he called me the next day. He's like, guess what? I'm like, what? What'd you do? What happened? He's like, I got Park Hopper for you guys. I finagled it so you'll be able to ride the Hogwarts Express. And I almost teared up. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. So I'm looking forward to that.
And the thing with Hogwarts Express is it's not just riding the train like from one park to the other. Like it is an experience inside the train.
Yes.
Like you get 2 different perspectives that if you're going from, Diagon Alley to Hogwarts or
we lost him again.
Oh yeah, but no, he is right though, man. I mean, I even watched Sorcerer's Stone just to get in the groove, man. Yes. I'm excited for this,
oh my gosh.
Yeah, you cut out again a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know, like my internet is on its period or something.
It's all good. Yeah, it's all good, man.
No, but 100%. I'm looking forward to that. Now, if we're talking about, because the Harry Potter stuff is in the studio park, right, George?
I'm sorry. What was the last thing?
The Harry Potter's in the studio park, not Islands.
Harry Potter's in all 3.
Well, I know, but like Diagon Alley.
Diagon Alley is in the studios. Yes.
Okay. One one thing I will pivot to in that park that I'm really wanting to see so bad is based off a movie franchise that I love so much just for the action and the actor.
Born, bro.
Born, yes.
Hell yeah.
I want to see Born so bad. So bad.
Yeah, I want to see Born and E.T. And
E.T.
Men in Black,
Men in
Oh,
Black.
so you know what I love about Men in Black? Black. Men in Black. Men in Black. It's so simple, but like when you're outside of the building, you see like the UFOs like on the pillars and everything, like the movie and everything. And while you're outside of the building before you go in, they're like pumping the movie soundtrack. So you hear Will Smith singing the Men in Black song and everything. It's like it just gets you all pumped up. I have to actually say the Men in Black ride is the best shooter attraction I feel in Orlando thus far.
Wow, that's incredible.
That's saying a lot.
That is. Tommy, do you want to add anything to the Studios Park, or you want to pivot?
Just E.T. for sure. Yeah,
Yes.
I mean, I'm excited to see like the other stuff too, like that I'm not mentioning too, though. Like just the structure of the park, and especially I'll enjoy that park a lot too when I go back for HHN.
Yes.
I just love that I'm going to get introduced to it before HHN. I told myself, hopefully I make it there before, so I'm not just freaking out on everything. Like, oh, that's brand new. That's brand new. Now I can focus on this, and then when I go back during Halloween season, I can focus on the horror.
Absolutely. Now, one thing, and George, please correct me if I'm wrong. The Jimmy Fallon attraction, is that in the Studios Park?
That is in the Studios Park.
Okay. The only reason I bring that up, not for the ride itself, but I told George, after watching people's POV of walking into that building, I think the ride queue for that and the different scenes you walk through to get to the ride eventually, that's what I want to see, because it's very well detailed. And I actually got to see the actual studio itself in Rockefeller Center in New York when I went, and I went with family. We walked in there, not to Jimmy Fallon's actual studio, but just the lobby and just NBC Universal. That was really
I'll
cool.
say this honestly, it's one of the strangest rides I think in any theme park, but I think to honestly just get your guys' honest review on it, I think it is like so bizarre that you have to try
it. Sounds good.
Sounds good to me. But I'm good with the Studios Park, Tommy, if you want to pivot.
Yeah, sure. So the one thing with Islands of Adventure is this is the park that I know least about. Layout wise, ride wise, everything. So it looks like Hagrid's is the main priority.
Oh, Hagrid is
courtesy of Remy D. Yeah, this looks like the movie in Spider-Man, right?
Hagrid's is definitely priority. Hagrid's is almost what the Battle of the Ministry is for Epic. It's like when we go, we aim for Hagrid's, and then we can kind of like flesh out the rest of the park. But Hagrid's has to be, because as the day goes on, you think, okay, the line is probably gonna, relax, and it gets worse as the day goes on.
Oh my God.
Okay, we're rope dropping that then.
100%. I think Hagrid's, like Tommy was saying, like George was saying, is number one priority. The close tie to that though, Velocicoaster.
Oh, that's right.
Velocicoaster is going to be like phenomenal. I can't wait for that. I kind of wish Jurassic Park was open, but it's not. So hopefully next year when me and George go back out there, I'm definitely going to try to ride that. Now, someone hype asks, anything you guys are going to avoid ride wise. Again, I'm not too familiar with islands, but I know it's probably going to drive theme park wizard nuts. But if we don't have time for it, I'm definitely skipping it. Villain Con.
Villains. Yeah.
So,
Villain Con probably skipping no matter what. Unless we got enough time just to say we did it, right?
yep, absolutely.
Supercharged. Like no matter what, supercharged is like a no-go for me.
Oh yeah, no thanks for supercharged. Yeah, no thanks, man.
I can walk faster than that ride moves. Unbelievable. And that's with my eyes closed. John said Popeye the Sailor Man water ride should be the priority. George, have you been on that?
I have been on Popeye and Bluto's build up barges. It's really fun, but I have to say the one, and this is a bonus with Toon Lagoon in the summertime, is with Dudley Do Right's Ripsaw Falls and Popeye and Bluto's, you get soaked.
Oh,
I don't know how like temperature wise it's going to be out there for those rides, but I will say in the summertime you beg for those rides.
No,
okay. I'll go back in the summer for those ones.
Definitely. I think for islands, I'm trying to think of what else.
I will say for islands, now I know this kind of goes against my suggestion earlier, but because I think someone had mentioned about I think it was who mentioned about the queues. They mentioned about like Star Tours and everything.
Right.
But I know who you're talking about.
Like someone mentioned it, but I think honestly, you guys would appreciate Skull Island's queue.
Yes,
it's very immersive.
Yeah.
And at the very end of the ride, even though it's the same ride out here as in Hollywood, but you get the gigantic Kong animatronic at the end.
That we lost here in Hollywood due to the fire. I've been wanting to see that.
Me too. Yeah, see, there's so much to do. I just keep forgetting everything, man. There's just a lot. Oh, wow. See, Poseidon, too, and Simba. Wow.
Remy D.
So,
man, you know what? That is and that is very true because I think you guys really would have enjoyed Poseidon and Sinbad. I absolutely loved those two attractions. But it's just unfortunate that they redid the whole Poseidon attraction just for them to close at dawn, which and again, kind of tying back to what we were talking about with Monsters Inc. staying open before Avatar. If they're not going to do nothing with that land, they should have just kept them open until they decided they were going to use it.
100%. Anything else? And I'm going to pivot to George on this one. Anything in islands that we didn't mention that you think we have to do?
Tommy mentioned it briefly right after he said Hagrid's is The Amazing Adventures of Spider-Man.
Yes.
That ride puts web slingers to shame.
Wow. Okay.
To shame. And also too, for a nice little kicker thrill during the day, the Incredible Hulk coaster. I absolutely love that roller coaster because it gives you the feeling of weightlessness, which like jet fighters, go when they shoot off because it has a 0G roll at the top, shoot out of the thing. So I absolutely love that coaster. I get it. It's like 90s era, but
who cares?
I'm a roller coaster junkie. I absolutely love it.
Oh, 100%. And you know one thing I didn't mention about Islands, George, that I definitely want to see, even though it's been there for forever, but it ties back to the old school Marvel characters is Superhero Island.
Yeah, just the Superhero Island because I love how
I lost sound.
I love how you can't hear Tommy.
I don't think he can hear. See if you could try to fix it, Tommy, because we can hear you. It's weird. We can hear you. Try to play with it. I will say though.
Really quick, what I was going to say was I love the take of Universal, how they take the Marvel based off of like the animated shows and the comic strips.
Oh, by far. I can't wait to see that. Hold on. What do you call it? One thing I'm looking for that island is you know, even though they can't update it because of Disney owning the rights to Marvel, I want to see if they've kept up with it. So that's something I'm going to look forward to as well. Remy D asks, I know it's a kid's playground, but Camp Jurassic in Iowa is cool to check out and maybe for content in terms of design.
That is very true. The Camp Jurassic for the kids, where you can, they kind of like showcase like a baby dino being hatched and
Yes.
stuff like that. That I think honestly, yeah, he's right for content purposes. That would be really good for like shorts and stuff.
No, 100%.
Another location in Islands of Adventure, even though it's mainly based for kids, but it's something for you that you guys never seen before, is Seuss Landing. And
Yes.
you know, to see the Cat in the Hat dark ride, and yep, exactly, Chris West. The Cat in the Hat dark ride, the Trolley in the Sky.
Yes.
What was the other one? Then they have like the one fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish, which is basically a spinner.
I've seen that.
And then the other, what the hell was the other? Was there another? Oh, and the Carousel.
Yes.
Which that actually got approved by Dr. Seuss's wife, Audrey Geisel. They got her blessing that she wasn't too sure about them putting a land in a Universal Park, and they brought her out, and she took one ride on the Carousel, and she was hooked.
100%. So Tommy, if you can hear us, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So we were just talking about Dr. Seuss, and Cat in the Hat. We definitely got to go check that out. I don't think I got your opinion on Marvel Superhero Island. Is that something that you're really anticipated looking at? Because I know you kind of like that era of Marvel as well, like the old school retro.
Yeah, I'm excited to see the comic book versions for sure. I don't know what really it entails. Can you hear me good?
Yeah.
Okay, because I had to fix them. I had to kill the mic, I think. But anyways, so basically, in my opinion, I feel like I didn't want to look up much about this one, so I am excited to see everything. But yeah, I'm basically going in blind, so I do want to see all these Marvel characters. Though I'm pumped.
Absolutely. And then we actually got a good friend of me and Tommy's, Wano Mac, is in the house.
Hey, what's up, Wano Mac?
Good to see Juan. I love running into him and Christian in the parks all the time. I love seeing those guys. But no, I'm very excited. I cannot wait for this trip. Like I showed at the beginning of the live stream, a little less than 72 hours, we're going to be there to kick off the vacation. And again, I'm going to probably be praising George the entire time. He's probably going to get sick of me saying it. But George, I cannot thank you enough for making this trip possible, not only just for myself, but for Tommy as well. It's literally you're bringing something that I've wanted since I was 5 years old to life and as a reality. And I cannot thank you enough for all the hard work you've put in the last year making this happen. Literally.
Absolutely. And I'm very happy to do so. You know, I love, as I said, taking you know, friends and stuff like to new places and places that I've been before. Because as I said, I love playing host. I love playing tour guide and what have you. So, and just as I said, just to see you guys, you know, for the first time experience all this stuff. And I think Drew said it best when you really think about it. And I'm actually going to echo the same thing, that you guys are literally going to see 7 theme parks that you've never been to in your entire life, but you're going to see all 7 in one trip.
Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait. Now, one thing I want to talk about before we end tonight's live stream, and the next time you guys see us in the live stream, we're going to be at Walt Disney World and Universal Orlando. But one thing I want to ask you guys, and George, you're going to be basically the catalyst of this topic, is both Disney Springs and Universal Orlando City Walk. What are some restaurants and shops? We're going to start with Disney Springs since I've been playing the video in the background here on the screen. What is some of the shops and restaurants that you want me and Tommy to definitely check out while we're out there? Because we are going to do a Disney Springs day.
Yes. So for Disney Springs, which I have, reservations for, one of my favorite restaurants, not even just at Disney Springs, but on Walt Disney World Resort property, is the Boathouse. Absolutely love the Boathouse, and there's something very unique with that restaurant, and you guys will see what that is when we go do it. It'll occur after we eat, but it's something I think is very special, very unique to Walt Disney World, to Disney Springs, to that restaurant. And so I can't wait for you guys to see that. And also, I think just Disney Springs in general, I just love walking around there. Like, the atmosphere, it's like an indoor outdoor mall, but honestly, even at night, like, they have people, like, they have like outdoor concert areas where it comes alive and everything. It is like, you guys are so used to seeing downtown Disney, like, just being this narrow strip. Disney Springs is basically its own theme park in a sense, when it comes to like restaurants and stores and stuff. And they also have a it's literally a dedicated store. It's an M&M store that is absolutely unique. They have like M&M merchandise. They have like M&M shirts. You could just buy like all stuff M&Ms. it's like there's a lot of stuff there that you have never seen before on Disney property, honestly. But I would say the headliner for me, for you guys, is the Boathouse for sure.
Definitely. And I know Tommy's been talking about the Boathouse for a little while now, so I can't wait to see what the Boathouse has to offer, literally. And I've seen pictures and videos of that restaurant. It looks beautiful inside. The food looks amazing from pictures I have seen. And just the whole atmosphere of Disney Springs looks absolutely incredible. I can't wait. One of the things I want to ask you about City Walk in Orlando, because it's kind of different in a way, is what are you anticipating on Orlando City Walk that me and Tommy have to check out?
See, so now with Orlando City Walk, and maybe it's just me, this is just my opinion. I'm very curious to see what you guys think. Now, after seeing City Walk out here, I actually prefer City Walk out here.
Oh wow, okay.
Better, because I love the multi level. I absolutely love that. But I will say that City Walk out there is a bit more wider. There's like a lot more room and space and everything. I actually like the outdoor vending carts that are out in City Walk, because they have a lot of cool like anime stuff that they have. It's like really cool. They have like Demon Slayer stuff and stuff like that. And I'm for sure, now that like One Piece is now intricate into Universal, I'm for sure they're going to have a lot more One Piece stuff. So that, I think, is like the difference between the City Walks. There's like pros and cons to both of them. One out here to the one over there. As I said, I prefer the multi-level. But what I love with City Walk is all three are interconnected. So you have City Walk, but then you have Universal Studios and Islands of Adventure literally right there. It's like a triangle trifecta. Like, you could just walk to whatever one you want to.
100%. That's really dope. I can't wait to check it out. One of the restaurants I definitely want to check out is it's called a Big Fire out there. That's a restaurant I definitely want to eat at, whether it's just for lunch or a quick bite or whatever. I definitely want to check out that restaurant. The other thing I want to check out, because we are transforming our city walk out here to hopefully pivot back to what it originally was built for, was nighttime entertainment. I definitely want to check out the Red Coconut Club if it's open. So I definitely want to look in there and peek my head into that. And then Chris West, I think this is at Disney Springs, the Coke store, and I know Tommy wants to check that out. So
yeah, that's what we're talking about. Yeah, let's do it with that Beverly drink. Yeah.
Oh, dude, that's gonna be fire. Remy D says, "What about taking the boats from City Walk to the 4 signature hotels to check out the ambiance and theming of each hotel?" George,
that is very true. I think.
That's a great recommendation. I mean, Remy D got some solid ones tonight. Yeah, they always have the good ones, good questions. Yeah, I know, right?
I love Remy D's comments. I love having them in the chat.
The water taxis are very unique to Universal Orlando, and I think to take a water taxi to like the Hard Rock Hotel or the Lowe's at Portofino,
Sure.
those are really cool. I think because I've stayed at the Hard Rock before. Very nice hotel. Very, very nice hotel. I also stayed in Tampa Bay. But what's also unique is you literally, the whole entire Universal Orlando resort is basically walkable. But I think, honestly, to get you like your feel, I would definitely say take the water taxi.
Yes.
Just to kind of get that ambiance feel. So, yeah.
And to kind of try something new, because obviously we don't have water taxis out here. So that's definitely a unique experience. So definitely we're definitely going to be doing that. And shout out to Chris West, because I almost forgot this gem, Gideon's.
Right. Yeah, we got to do Gideon's.
Gideon's for sure.
That is like, you talk about Instagram worthy. Like that is like, you're literally, it literally feels like you're walking into a scene from a Tim Burton movie when you go into
there. Man, I can't wait for that.
As soon as they open the doors, because it is very popular and it's kind of like a cramped space, so they can only allow so many people in at once. So they have like an outdoor queue line. But I tell you what, like when they open the doors and you get a whiff of like the chocolate and the cookie and the bar,
dude, fire.
That's crazy.
I can't wait. I want to give a big shout out to Main Street Orlando for the 2 videos I played on the screen tonight. So that was very awesome. I'm glad I found her videos. I actually just subscribed to her channel, so hopefully I run into her. Who knows? We'll see, I guess. But I want to thank everybody for joining tonight's final Conductor Sunday live stream, as we are literally less than 72 hours, literally 72 hours away from enjoying one of the most magical experiences ever. And I could not be any more happy to not just share it with 2 amazing friends, but fulfill a dream I've had since I was 5 years old. And I cannot, I'm going to be like a kid in the candy store crying, literally. It's just not going to be real to me.
One of those moments is going to be literally before anything starts, and that's literally when we take the Uber from the Orlando International into the Walt Disney World Resort itself. That in the distance, while we're coming up, you guys are going to see the huge arch, and it's going to say Walt Disney World Resort, and you're going to have Mickey and Minnie on both sides of the arch, and it's like as soon as you cross through that arch, boom, you're in the Walt Disney World Resort.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh, it's going to be so amazing. I want to also give a big shout out to Chris West, Mam Lazille, and Orange Grove 55 for the amazing super chats tonight. Love you all. Love everybody in the chats as well. Definitely stay tuned. Definitely turn on your notification on all 3 of our channels. Not just on YouTube, but all social media platforms, because we are going to be posting like like crazy. Like George said right at the beginning, you're probably got to put your phone on silent. There's going to be just so much content coming out, and it's going to be literally amazing because
we're going to be hitting more than Snoop Dogg with Hennessy.
I love it. I love it. But George, I'm going to start with you, sir. Where can everybody find you on social media?
Absolutely. You can find me on Hollow Gelato and basically on Instagram and on YouTube. I'm starting to try to get into the Instagram a little bit more with posting of the photos and stuff. But majority of the content you will find on YouTube with our vlogs, our shorts and everything. We cover all things theme parks from Disney, Universal, Knott's Berry Farm, even the Disney Cruise Line, and even stuff outside of the parks where we cover a lot of street fairs and just like everyday life in general. So definitely like, subscribe, hit the notification bell on Hollow Gelato because, again, we got a lot of content coming up, not just with this Florida trip, but even just throughout the whole year of 2026. And you guys do not want to miss out. And, of course, I want to thank Theme Park Conductor for having me on his live. And, of course, Tommy Toon joining as well. I love hanging out with these guys. And we're basically going to be together for 2 weeks. I mean, I don't know. We're going to come back. They're probably going to be sick of me thinking like, oh, my God, like, get him away from us. Like, it's like, but no, I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait to just be back in Florida, to be back at Walt Disney World, back at Universal Orlando, but back with Abby. And then, of course, these two fine gentlemen for their first trip and experience ever. And as I said, it's going to be a real treat for me to literally see their experiences for the first time. And as I said, if we can, and this is going to be my final time saying this because this is it. I've been saying it the whole entire time. So I have to say it one last final time. If I can get something out of this trip, and it's like at the very end where they both come out of it saying we are completely satisfied. We are happy. Everything went, better than we could possibly imagine, then that would fulfill everything that I worked on and planned for this trip for the four of us. So I can't wait.
Absolutely. And George, again, amazing planning. You are just literally fantastic. And I recommend if you're willing to take on the mission, which you've told me many times you live for this.
Oh, I do.
Anyone that wants to plan a trip to Walt Disney World, Universal Orlando, or if you're coming from Florida or the East Coast and you want to come down here, definitely get in touch with Hollow Gelato because this guy, like I said, he lives for this and he loves doing it. And I tell you what, me and Tommy haven't even been on the trip yet, and I cannot tell you how excited I am. He has created that atmosphere for both of us that I can't even begin to even start to explain. So I'm super excited. But Tommy Toon World, where can everybody find you on social media?
Yeah, thank you. Where do I start? Thank you for having me on Conductor Live, man. This is that platform every Sunday where we could chit chat about theme parks and entertainment and everything. So I love coming on here. George, man, Hollow Gelato, the collabs are coming big time. This is going to be a crazy event. I call it an event because this is a 2-week trip. It's going to be a lot going on. We're basically living out there, living together. It's like a big family. This is only going to have us grow closer. The year is basically just starting, and we're getting into spring. I can picture big things coming, so everybody just stay tuned. But, yeah, you can follow me on YouTube and TikTok at TommyToon_world. And Instagram, I'm really pushing on there this year, TommyToon_. But I cannot stress enough that I appreciate both these guys. I appreciate Abby. I appreciate everybody that's involved and that everybody's just excited. We talked to Bricky. We talked to Dizzy the Drew Dude, OG. Jared from Capture the Magic, Candid Camper. You know, I got Chris West hitting me up. You know, there's a lot of people that are really just there for our support, and I can't thank you guys enough. And it's just there's going to be a lot going on. It's been a long time coming, and even when we get back, I mean, Conductor and George are doing big things. Got, you know, the food and wine tour for them, for those guys. You know, I'll be back for Fan Fest. This stuff doesn't stop. I mean, got this big trip and it's just nonstop. You know, they're going to probably do D23 this year. I'm doing Midsummer. You guys are basically getting all the content if you follow all three of us. So, you know, just I cannot stress enough, follow all of us on all platforms.
Absolutely. And again, I want to give a big shout out to George, because he does amazing work, not just planning this trip, but the videos he does with at Disneyland, at Universal, at Knott's Berry Farm, on the Disney Cruise Lines, which again, we're going to get into more detail towards the summer on that, because George is going to be taking me now on my first Disney cruise next summer. So I can't wait for that. That's going to be amazing. Also, just what George did, because we just saw the other day Scream 7, and I love being on his out of theater reaction videos. And I definitely encourage anybody that loves, you know, horror and Halloween and that type of aesthetic for movies, definitely go check out Scream 7. There was a trailer that dropped as well, Scary Movie 6, and I want to give a big shout out to Tommy Toon World, because he had a reel on Instagram that just literally went viral, like ginormously viral. So big shout out to Tommy Toon World for that. And I also want to give a big shout out to Tommy as well. I said it multiple times during this live stream. He is literally the modern day young Steven Spielberg when it comes to food reviews. I love this guy. He really puts a lot of energy and focus into his food reviews. So I definitely encourage everybody to go subscribe to Tommy Toon World on YouTube and social media, and definitely go check out George the Disney Italiano Hollow Gelato for all his amazing content. And I'm your host, Theme Park Conductor, and you can find me on YouTube and Blue Sky at Theme Park Conductor, on Instagram at theme_park_conductor, on X at Theme Conductor, TikTok at Theme Park Conductor 1, and every Sunday at 5 or 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for Conductor Sunday live stream, just like this one. And I will tell you, if things line up, if we have time on Sunday, next Sunday, and we're just sitting at the hotel, I'm going to do a Conductor Sunday live stream on location. I don't know how I'm going to make that possible, but I'm going to try it. But I will tell everybody right now that every single night, I am going to do a 1-hour Q&A session, strictly 1 hour, to talk about my experience at the park that we went to that day, not giving too much detail away, but I will encourage everybody to check out those 1 hour live Q&A sessions. And on top of that, look forward to the POV video dropping the next morning. So definitely go check that out. But George, you wanted to say something real quick?
Yeah, just really quick. As far as for Hollow Gelato, as far as right now, this will be my last live up until we're on the trip. However, there's going to be 2 Hollow Gelato vlogs that will be coming out prior to the trip, and that's going to be an out of theater review, spoiler free, of Disney Pixar Hoppers, and the after hours event that I'm going to be doing with Conductor and Abby for the Disneyland 70th. So those are the 2 vlogs that are going to come out, and then after that, it's basically Florida content for the next 2 weeks, folks. So.
Exactly. And then I just want to go to a couple comments, and then I have one last thing that I showcased at the beginning of the show. But Chris West said, don't forget to ride the Skyliner. And George, I'm sure you have that planned as well.
Oh, yeah.
And then Ma'am Lizelle says, evening, everybody. Have an amazing time on your trip. George, Abby, Tommy, and Conductor. Absolutely. Remy D says, great talks. As always, safe travels, and hope you guys get pixie dust and your beers get buttered. I love it. I love his comments. I love it. Wano Max says, safe travel, guys. Have an amazing night, everybody. And then, like I said, showcasing at the beginning of the show, if you want to become a channel member for Theme Park Conductor, I am giving 2 items away for free to channel members. You can contact me at themeparkconductor@yahoo.com. All one word, no spaces. All I ask is to send me your mailing address and your username that you use on YouTube so I can match it with the members list. But one of 2 items that I'm going to be sending you guys as channel members that say thank you is going to be this sticker right here. This is one of many stickers to come for Theme Park Conductor. I know it's kind of hard to see. I'm trying to get in focus, but you kind of get the gist of it. And then right here, the button, my logo, my newest logo right here. You will be getting this button in the mail. So the sticker and the button you will be getting as a thank you for becoming a channel member. And again, I shout out to George and his wonderful wife, Abigail, because those 2 actually designed the stickers for me and the button. So I cannot be any more appreciative, besides being more appreciative of the trip, but also creating the stickers and the buttons for Theme Park Conductor. But everybody, have a wonderful night. You will see me and George, like George said, at the Disneyland 70th. So if you guys see us, come say hello. And if you don't see us, then you'll start seeing content, like George said, for the next 2 weeks in Florida. So I can't wait. But everybody, have a wonderful night. Stay safe, stay cool, or stay warm wherever you might be. And we will see you guys either at Disneyland or Orlando. Who knows? Have a good night, everybody.